Welcome everybody back to another Boldcast Reaction. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
And this is Naruto episode 122. What happened last time?
Last time we were watching 3 fights at once now. We're watching Kiba as he just escaped down the river. Then we also have Naruto, who is fighting a bone sword. And then we have Shikamaru, who is trying to figure out how to deal with this flute power. So we're going to see what happens this time. Hope you guys like and subscribe. Really helps us out. And we're going to get right into this. You can get 4 episodes ahead on Patreon if you want. But this is not a market substitute. We only provide we are providing our reaction. We use the footage from the show in our reactions to give you context so that people know what we're talking about in our reaction and our review. But we're not using it to give a free copy of the show. You can watch it on Netflix. You can watch it on Crunchyroll. Please support the official release. With that, we're getting into this. Naruto episode 122. Let's go. His bones are sharp as fuck.
I already told you, this piece of bone is harder than steel.
Yeah, and Sasuke's all smoking up a Stormy's hot box in the coffin. Is this a new song?
Ew!
What the fuck is that? I don't remember this.
Ew! What the fuck? It's biting his chakra out of him? I don't like those things.
I had to use almost all my paper and smoke bombs back there, and all I managed to do was hide. Probably
Fucking disgusting looking.
that draws its form from eating mental energy. She must be using some obscure ninjutsu, which means I should leave those ghost things alone and concentrate on the one controlling them. The quickest
Good
way
plan.
would be to go and stop the sound of her flute.
Stay with me, Shikamaru. Let's move out. We've got to catch up with the others. Behold the camellia dance!
You even dancing or are you just slicing them up?
Unless you can predict these guys' movements, there's nowhere you can run, little rat. And when I find you, I'll break you in two.
All right, it's time. Everything's ready. The only thing left is to get it over with. I've got 9 moves. I've got to win by then. Game on. That's 1.
Oh, please. My sound jutsu can't be stopped that easily. Whatever you've got planned to beat me, it's not gonna work.
2.
Now he's scampering around like a little rat.
What's with you and rats, lady? You dropped the rat talk for like 2 seconds.
3.
Sui's over there.
he's a rat or something.
Light bomb? Damn! He's making shadows with the flash bomb!
Shadow possession jutsu! Shadow possession jutsu complete.
Wait, but how? How are you able to predict my guy's movements? There's no way someone like you could have heard the slight differences in my musical patterns.
Are you sure?
That's just it. I wasn't listening to the music patterns at all.
Mhm.
Can't you think of something other than the melody that would give away your command patterns? That's right. Your fingers.
Can't be. He could tell the moves by... He's saying he memorized my finger position? There's no way. That's impossible.
You extend your right index finger and ring finger. That sound seems to make the crab man stand at the ready.
The crab
Press
man.
with your right finger and move your left index finger and pinky. That causes the big guy with the club to charge. While you were wasting all your time dodging my knife attacks and trying to locate me, I was observing each and every one of your finger movements. Don't even try. They're bound by my shadow possession jutsu. Shouldn't you be a bit more worried?
This isn't even my final form.
This flute is my only weapon. I told you, not one person who's heard the sound of this flute has survived, idiot.
You've got a lot of confidence.
Dispel! It's my move now, you rat.
You rat.
What the?
Shadow possession success.
All the way down the tree.
Not all the way
What did
down.
I tell you? I'd hunt you down using your own pieces.
There's no other way. Now that it's come to this, I'll need to summon more power. I didn't think I'd need to go to second state with a chump like him. Ticks me off. But I've got to admit, for a little punk, this guy was pretty impressive.
Almost as impressive as a rat, but not quite.
What's this? She changed?
Sharp
She looks like that girl from Overlord.
That's what I was just thinking.
I wonder if there was some inspiration there for Overlord, or a common inspiration.
Possession jutsu? I have to use my other jutsu. Ninja art, shadow strangle jutsu.
I've seen his dad use that one.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking pride over here.
grabbed by a real hand. Take this. Demon flute. Chains of Fantasia.
Chains of Fantasia. That's a crazy effect.
Is this a
Are those the chains of Fantasia? He's like upwardly lit, weirdly. Oh, the fingers.
When I'm in second state, my flute can unleash all kinds of genjutsu. Of all of them, this one's particularly appropriate for that rat. That's because... This genjutsu paralyzes its prey and traps it like vermin.
More rats.
Tell me,
Always
how
rats.
does it feel to be the... So you said this was your final move, didn't you? Unfortunately, it's checkmate. Die, little rat! How did you... What? He broke his own finger with his shadow? The pain it caused must have broken the genjutsu.
I already told you this. The first attack's always a fake. This flute, don't you remember? Shouldn't you be a bit more worried? You could at least pull a knife or something.
This flute is my only weapon. I told you not one person who's heard the sound of this flute has survived it. So that's why.
Exactly. The reason I threw my last kunai knife right in front of you, I missed on purpose. You said you didn't have any other weapons, so I knew all along that you would pick it up and come closer.
Her second form actually looks pretty cool, I
Yeah.
think.
That's pretty smart though. Like that's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
But it's also a gamble because if she decided to throw the knife, he'd
Then
be
that-
fucked.
yeah.
But like he intentionally gave her a weapon to use close range.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of that one?
That one was good. I liked that
Good
fight.
fight.
That was
Good
a
fight.
good. That was the first, like, actual. It seems like that was the first like actual good fight we've seen in a while that didn't take up longer than it should have.
Yeah.
I
I remember that one being way longer when I
Oh,
watched
really?
it. Yeah.
mean, unless she somehow pulls something and it continues on,
Mm-hmm.
it seems like the fight is like kind of wrapping up at this point, which is good because they showed it a little bit last episode. Well, I guess they even showed it previous to that.
They have been teasing
They've
it for a few episodes.
been setting it up, but it's kind of nice that the setup was out of the way.
Yeah.
So then when the actual fight started, there was no fucking around.
Yeah,
it
they could
was
fully
like
focus on everything.
it was like, okay, it's already been established she has those guys, and then it's also been established that she's controlling them with the flute.
Yeah.
And then we're good to go,
Mm-hmm.
and the fight can just happen.
Yeah.
That was good. I liked that. I liked that he was memorizing the
Finger
fingers.
positions.
That was kind of interesting. Definitely, she wasn't expecting that, and I would assume most other people who like try to do that are just trying to remember what it sounds like,
Mm-hmm.
which it kind of just all sounds the same.
Probably due to the the budget of the show not like hiring a flautist to compose like a 22-minute song or more, multiple songs.
I mean, it could have been slightly different, but the whole point was that it was so slightly different that unless you like really knew about it, you wouldn't be able to discern
Yeah.
each specific thing from each other. So that was really interesting. Her second form actually looked cool.
Yes. That's pretty dope.
I felt like some of the other ones were a little bit over the top.
I guess
Well,
so.
I don't
guess
know.
so.
I don't know. I just kind of liked hers.
I can go with you on that. The only one I don't like is Jirobo's. Like he looks like he's all fucking lumpy and shit. Like, and he just gets
Yeah.
longer hair and loses. He's like balding, but then when he just gets a full head of long ass Super Saiyan 3 hair, and that's pretty and turns orange. But that's it. Whereas like, I think Kidomaru still looks fucking cool with the third eye and like everything. I think the other ones look pretty badass.
I like hers the best, I think.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, I like that they got it all out of the way pretty much. Like I remember, like the way I remember it, I can't remember if more like I genuinely don't remember. But the reason I said like, oh, it feels longer. It felt longer before was because I thought that like the finger breaking thing was going to happen in like a future episode, or that they were going to keep cutting back and forth. So like all this shit I thought took over the place of multiple episodes. I'm happy to find that it all happened here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really remember a lot of this arc. I think I was falling asleep, to be 100% honest. During a lot of this arc, I was binging it, because I just wanted to get to the end, and I just kept watching through, and I was like enjoying the fights, but it did feel a little drawn out to me when I was watching it for the first time. It still feels drawn out, but it feels considerably better on the rewatch for me.
I also think that what's helping with this Shikamaru fight is like the fact that it was already set up, but the fact that instead of showing like a million flashbacks and like fillers of Shikamaru's life, they're able to just cut away to like Naruto or Kiba for like a few seconds, and what they're doing is actually still relevant to the plot. And they don't even have to show like that much of anything happening. Just like, oh, there's Kiba going down the river. Okay, good to know. He's still going down the river.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think that this was like an actual well-paced episode.
Yeah.
and that made it a lot more enjoyable for me, at least.
It was pretty good. And like the times where where Shikamaru's inner monologue is like thinking about what he wants to do next, or like, you know, what his next move is, or what she's doing and everything. There is some sort of filibustering of like relating to shogi and coming up with all these weird things, but he's not like repeating himself or like pulling these weird little tricks. Like this is like one trick I have in mind that doesn't apply to the situation, but something that they always do of, you know, when a villain says something and then Naruto will be like, huh, what'd you say? And then the guy cuts back to the guy and he's silent, and then Naruto's just like, come on, spit it out. And then it comes back to the guy, it comes back to Naruto, then it comes back to the guy, and then he says it again. Mm-hmm. That's a very common thing that they do to like space things out. And there are other, I can't think of an example of inner monologue things that they do like that, but just flashbacks or stuff like that. Filibustering to a crazy degree where it's just
I feel like they had it a slight little bit, but because it's Shikamaru, it makes complete sense that he's like analyzing and reanalyzing it slightly differently, and like, oh, okay, it's the flute. Okay, it's the flute and the like. He's you can tell, and because it makes sense with his character that he's like constantly like trying to like get to the next step. He's like, okay, I know this, and then okay, what about this? Try something. Okay, and then this. Like, you know, he's making a plan and then making more plans. Mm-hmm.
It's pretty dope.
It's not like in the Neji fight where it was like, oh, I found his blind spot. Oh, I found his blind spot again with a different diagram of how his blind spot looks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I like this episode.
Alrighty, next one. Hope you guys like and subscribe. You can get 4 episodes ahead on Patreon, but we hope you subscribe and stay around for future episodes. I'm Carson.
I'm Lindsay.
I'll see you next one. Bye-bye. And thank you to all of our patrons, especially those in the Student Council: Zenge,
John Ortega,
Aurora,
Lewis,
Chris Janve,
Nelson Barbosa,
Kage Uzumaki,
Dreadful XR,
Brian,
Handicap Bonkai,
D23L,
Charles Liu,
Brian,
Michael Wells,
King Mr. Mew,
Rifleman Z51,
Brandon Bruce,
Fallow,
Mord Tarragon,
Alfonso Reynoso,
Josh Carey Gray,
Jordan Angu,
Lolly Convict,
Takamasa Baba,
Vanity,
Redacted,
Josue Gonzalez,
Zachary Pora,
Mohammed Buran Ahmed. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next one.